It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Portland Trail Blazers. For Portland, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Fellas, it seems like so much goes into being successful at the professional level. I want to ask a more general question. What was the key to your success as a player and as a champion?
You know what? Most people would say you would start at the top, but I'll start where it began. Wilmot Benjamin, Tom Donahue, coaches who've helped me at my AAU, early stages out, then going to the late, great Jack Curran in high school. Those were the ones. And honestly,
it's Detroit Pistons NBA action. We're in the Motor City, where the Pistons are looking to take on a Western Conference opponent. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. So Detroit will get the first possession. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the 2. Plumlee out there with Davis, and it's Turner in at the 3 spot. Now here's Jackson. Harris kicks to Morris. They get it again, and Drummond throws it down.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
What a great nose for the basketball he has, and such a strong finisher as well.
And guys, what I like about Damian Lillard, very decisive with the ball in his hands, always in attack mode. He keeps it hopping, and he has a killer instinct in the clutch.
Harris misses. And here's Portland. Here's McCollum, 13 feet away. Rebounded by Jackson.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And for Lillard, he keeps the ball moving, as Greg was talking about. Clarkie keeps his teammates involved.
Very proficient in the pick and roll, understands the nuances of looking at weak side, knows all the tricks to make that pick and roll really successful.
That is good.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
The Pistons have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Pistons passing it around.
And he had more than enough room there for one of those trademark slams that he's become noted for.
And Greg, don't you think once he got that space, you just knew it was going to happen?
So did the defense.
Yeah, right.
And I'll tell you what, he does not squander those chances. I mean, he's always going to punch it home with that kind of chance.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. It's Jackson with the drive. Harris passes to Jackson. Turner against Morris. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Pistons on defense. They lead by 4. And Lillard kicks to Plumlee. Back to Lillard. Now McCollum from the baseline. Hits the front of the rim and out. Jackson against Turner. And the wide open shot from Morris. No good. And it's Portland the other way. Last season, Portland won the Northwest Division and had a good year, certainly. But they had some issues when they were the away team on the road and away from the Rose Garden. They had some problems.
Yeah, actually played under 500 on the road, Kevin. Something you rarely see out of a team that wins 51 games.
Here's Caldwell Pope, and it's Drummond with the jam.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Here's McCollum. Morris with the rebound.
And as you said with the Blazers, they were the only team to win 50 games and still lose more than they won on the road. Last team to do that was the 2013 Denver Nuggets.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
A different look here for Detroit. B's checked in for Drummond. Lure comes in for Marcus Morris. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Portland. Aminu comes in for Davis.
And we saw a similar first-round exit for the Blazers of that 2013 Nuggets team. If the Blazers want to go deeper this season, they'll need to be much tougher on the road.
Smith drives in. B, the pass to Caldwell Pope. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Here's McCollum. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Here's Lure. The shot is off. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. McCollum kicks to Lillard. Pass to McCollum. The three ball. Detroit with the rebound.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Smith drives in. Here's Lure. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Lure's got his first points of the night. It could go. And that's not going to go. And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Pistons on top. And now a chance to hear from point guard Damian Lillard. He explains his stoic demeanor on the floor. I would say, Clark, we probably shouldn't expect to see Lillard starring in any reality shows about his personal life.
I think that would be accurate. I mean, Lillard is a young man who is all about taking care of his business and doing what he needs to be doing. I mean, his reality is trying to live up to the expectations for him in Portland.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Pistons.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
They've got Smith. John Lure's out there with Johnson. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's B in at the 5, roaming the paint. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. For the Pistons, Drummond's checked in for B. Aaron Baines comes in for John Lure. And Marcus Morris subbed in for Smith. Lillard attacking. And it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference. Pistons leading by 7. Damian Lillard is a two-time All-Star. Just keeps getting better and better, and I love his demeanor on the floor. He seems a lot older than he really is.
Yeah, he's got an old head, and he's got a very even-keeled disposition about him, which serves him well. He almost missed the All-Star game last season and was an injury replacement.
And for the Pistons, they're shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. Jackson down low, covered by Lillard, and it's Drummond missing.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Lillard attacking. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And really, last season was one of improvement for the Pistons. They were able to shoot the ball better and better as the season wore on. Overall, they cut out the little mistakes that had bothered them back in 14.
Well, as you said, Greg, the Pistons were a team that showed marked improvement. And, Clark, they did clean up their play style as well.
Yeah, they got better from 2014 to 15 in terms of upping their assist and cutting down the turnovers. Just made it a much more enjoyable game to watch the way they play.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Plumlee's checked in. Pistons leading by 5. Jackson drives in. Johnson, a wide open look. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists in the game. Lillard against Jackson. The 3. Can't get it to go. And it's Detroit the other way. Here's the lob to the hoop. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
Davis is checked in for Portland. McCollum comes in for Damian Lillard. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And for the past few seasons, Portland's bench has really been their Achilles heel. I mean, last year they showed some improvement. The reserves play stole the game for them on more than one occasion, but still wouldn't be considered a strength.
So for the Trailblazers, Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Plumlee. Myers Leonard comes in for Davis, and it's Turner in for Al-Farouq Aminu. Now here's Jackson. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. It's Drummond with the drive. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throw down.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
And for Portland, the bench still wasn't leaned on heavily for minutes. Greg was just talking about that. But they were in the top 5, Clark, in scoring efficiency, and they shot 45% from the floor on the year.
And what was a weakness for them in 14 was a strength for them in 15. And actually, they were their best down the stretch of last season.
Here's McCollum. Following the basket by Marcus Morris. That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from McCollum.
I tell you what, fellas, he loves those mid-range jumpers. I mean, that's where he makes his money.
Feeds it to Baines. Pass to Drummond. 1:43 left to play in the first half. That drops. Drummond's got the lead up to 12 now for the Pistons.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
It's all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measures 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Tobias Harris is checked in for Aaron Baines. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Johnson. And it's Ish Smith in for Reggie Jackson. Now here's McCollum.
Rising up and hammering it home. That could be just what they need to pick their energy up.
Wow, it definitely got the guys on the bench on their feet. I'll say that for man, oh man, was that
fun. And no doubt about it, guys. That's one of those plays that will pick up his teammates. A lot of times a play like that is just what you need to get the adrenaline flow for your team.
And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the court, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletic.
You talked about the raw physical tools. Then you factor in the 2 things as a big that I really value: great hands and quick feet. And he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say.
And guys, C.J. McCollum is a scoring-minded combo guard out of Lehigh. Was taken with the 10th pick back in 2013 and still looking to make a big impact in the NBA.
He's checked in for the Pistons. John Lure comes in for Marcus Morris. Here's Ezeli. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a pulse.
Good point, Clark. They're starting to make some shots, looking to try and get back in this one. And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
Here's Marjanovic. The offensive rebound. Foul call that time in the way.
The habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
The Pistons shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far.
I know that's an aspect they've been trying to address as a team. I mean, they've got to get those free throw numbers up and improve.
And he sinks the second. And here's McCollum for three. Can't get it to go. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Pistons lead by 5. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Detroit finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They have a 5-point lead. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, they called the right plays, and then they executed them. Great job in the first half. That's why they were so efficient, and they shot so accurately. The defense threw a number of different looks at them, but they were always prepared because they were cool, calm, and efficient.
Looking at Portland, Shaq, your thoughts?
Their transition game was really strong. It really fueled them, gave them a big injection of energy into their offense. If they can maintain that fast style in the second half, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Take a look at what McCollum's done. 12 points and 1. Oh. And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just can't quantify.
You know what? I'm going to quantify it right now, Clark. And this is a close game, and that was something special.
And really,
Good try.
in a game, you guys, in a game like this, though, when you have a chance to send a message, you do. And boy, did he ever on that play.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Just a bit of an up and down year for the Pistons last season. Had some long winning streaks and some long losing streaks for first-year head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, Kevin, some would say it was addition by subtraction because they really went on that big run after they released Josh Smith. 7 straight wins for them at one point, and they also did have some giant losses.
Pistons have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And, you know, those giant lulls were a big part of the Pistons season. I mean, their biggest losing streak was 13 straight losses, and a lot of that you attribute to their defense.
Pistons leading by 5. Jackson kicks to Caldwell Pope. Here's Morris. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Morris has got 8 points.
And the Pistons also went into a slump after they traded for Reggie Jackson. 1-9 after the trade deadline. They would end the season on a better note, but truly they were streaky last season.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Seems every season, Clark, you hear the same thing. Portland Trailblazers had to deal with some tough injuries.
Kevin, it appears as though it might actually be a curse. I don't like to use that word, but the history of this team and injuries is as unique as any in the league. Last year, no different.
Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Lillard against Jackson. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Jackson's got his second bucket of the night.
And with the Blazers and injuries, even when they fought through pain, guys weren't at 100%. Aldridge wasn't quite the same with his hand injury.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
And losing Matthews for the season was huge too, guys. I mean, every team goes through injury woes and bumps during the course of a season, but the Blazers just seem to be, at least in the last half dozen years or so, hit very hard every year.
He's been aggressive looking for a shot, but without much success. It might be time for him to take a step back and look to help the team in other ways.
Myers Leonard, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Trailblazers trail by 7. McCollum kicks to Lillard. And it's Turner off the drive. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Second shot opportunity. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. 16 points for Damian Lillard. Pistons leading by 5. Mason Plumlee will really put it on you. Tough, hard-nosed player, has the size to bang and the athleticism, GA, to run the court.
And it's interesting, Kevin. His game translated better as a professional than maybe as a collegian. I mean, he's a guy that's a lunch pill kind of player. Rolls up his sleeves, focuses in, and willing to do the dirty work.
Excellent point about the comparison college to pro. I think you're right on. Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. He's checked in for Tobias.
I want you to focus on getting to the rim. Let's look to attack quickly. We need high percentage shots. Move the ball around and make the defense rotate.
He showed steady improvement last season, improved statistically in just about every category over his rookie year. If he can become a little less mechanical with his post game, I think he could even go higher.
Now here's McCollum. He's guarded closely. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Caldwell Pope. Plays it up, and despite of the excellent defensive back.
One thing about Plumlee, going back, he's been a tremendous rebounder. However, he was a terrible free throw shooter last season, under 50%, which caused at least a couple teams.
Unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. Lewis checked in for Detroit. Smith comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Bazili's checked in for Plumlee. Aminu comes in for Leonard. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Evan Turner. And it's Alan Crabb in for C.J. McCollum. Here's Lure. He's covered by Aminu. And Al-Farouq Aminu gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Dishes it to Johnson.
Clever, crafty defense. He saw that pass coming before it was even made.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Lillard has been playing really well. 18 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
You know what? The number is not huge, but he has been doing some valuable defensive work for them.
And for Festus Ezeli, came in as an extremely raw prospect a couple years back, late first-round draft pick. His minutes were down actually last season, but his production was decidedly up.
Yeah, he went from 44 to 55% on field goals, from 53 to 63% on free throws. A testament to how much effort he's putting into developing that shooting stroke.
Lillard dishes to Kraft. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Krabs got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Lure. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on B. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Portland shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. That free throw, no good. And the Trailblazers making a change here.
Hey, kid, you ready? All right, let's go.
And he's good on the second. Detroit with the ball. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Smith kicks to Johnson. Here's Marjanovic. They can't stop the run with that one.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fellow's in the middle.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. And Detroit has possession. It's a one-point game. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Harris is out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Morris in at the 3. That's the group for Detroit. Right now. Pistons ball. Here's Caldwell Pope. He's guarded by McCollum. Harris kicks to Jackson. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. And that's now 10 points for Reggie Jackson. And here's McCollum for 3. Rebound by the Pistons. Fast break Detroit. Here's Drummond. Got a piece of it. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. Wide open look. McCollum, no good.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Now the pass to Harris. Down low. It's tipped. And now Lillard running the floor all by himself. And he gets it to go. Lillard's got 12 points in just the second half.
How's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, no hesitation at all taking that one to the basket. Beautifully done.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. You know, guys, Al-Farouq Aminu, so highly regarded coming out of college, still really finding his way around the NBA. But this last season with Dallas, he may have found his niche in this league.
That's a great point, Kevin. A guy who can give you a lot of things, rebounding, defense, hustle points. But he's already played on a number of teams in his young career because he's still trying to, as you put it, find that niche. Maybe he's finally developed who he is.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy said to the team. It's been a hard-fought game, and he just wanted to give his guys a chance to catch their breath, saying, listen, we're right there. Let's make a push right here, put some pressure on them. Let's come out swinging. Kevin?
Yeah, and on the topic of Aminu, he's a bit of a tweener. Doesn't have quite the quickness and ball handling skills the top small forwards have. Doesn't have the bulk or grit to match up against the better power forwards. He's a hard fit for what you want to have done at that position.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Portland trailing here.
And guys, getting back to Aminu, he still has the tools to be a really good player, but like so many young guys, he has to focus. He has to bring the intensity 100% every game, and I could see him being one of those late bloomers, if you will.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Detroit.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Jackson kicks to Morris. Jackson against Lillard. Drummond in the post. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. Drummond's got 4 points now in the quarter. Andre Drummond with a strong contribution so far in this one.
They don't seem to have any answers for him. They need to review their game plan and look for a way to cool him off.
Now a timeout called by Portland. Here's Lillard. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here, and we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. McCollum with the ball. Here's Davis, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And Gino, in a close game like this, where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
It's stolen by Morris. Here's Jackson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Just a fantastic game for Jackson. He's got 10 points and 5 assists. You know, as tremendous as his stats are, what I've liked most is just the effort he's put into this game.
And Clark, he's worked his tail off at the offensive end, and his D, it has been on point. Yeah, look, he'd like to take the lead on that possession, but at least he was able to tie the game up.
Jackson against Lillard. Powered down the jam.
Big-time basket there on the inside. I mean, he had to get that one up and over the big guy.
Way up and over the big guy. And what a time in the ball game to make it happen.
Trailblazers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth, or of 9. Shot clock at 6. Takes it off the glass. And it's a 4-point Trailblazer lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Carrying the load for the team offensively.
Yeah, he's got almost 30 points, guys.
He is a handful, always dangerous, and he's greedy for buckets.
Jackson kicks to Caldwell Pope. It's it! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
What a bucket at one of the more crucial moments of the game.
How about the cool, collected way in which he delivered it? Clutch.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They're up by 2. 34 seconds left in the fourth. .34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
Got sloppy in a close game. You have to take advantage of every opportunity.
30 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
Now you need every basket you can get.
Greg, I think they're still alive here, but they better execute every trip down the floor from here on out.
The 3 from Morris. They get it back. Drummond passes to Caldwell Pope. Stolen by McCollum. And now Portland on the break. McCollum with the ball. Rejected by Harris. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. this win such a tremendous emotional boost for him.
Really an accomplishment.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Damian Lillard, who notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
What I like most about Lillard.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K